Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear students, once again I welcome you to Sri Chandra's distance learning program. In our yesterday's class, we were learning about Al-Ismu wa Aqsamuhu. We will continue this topic. What is Al-Ismu? As we had learned, Al-Ism, it is every word by which we can name a person, plant, or animal, or anything else. Okay. Al-Ism has four properties: min haythil jinsi, min haythil adadi, min haythil i'rab, and min haythil tarifi wa tankiri, min haythil wus'ati. These four properties we took a brief explanation in our yesterday's class. Today we will study this in detail. Okay. Al-Ism, we will study Al-Ism according to capacity. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Al-Ismu. Al-Ismu. Al-Ismu means in English it is known as noun. Al-Ismu, noun. Okay. What is the definition of noun? The definition is, it is every word. Let me write Al-Ism here in this side. Al-Ismu. Al-Ismu. It means noun. What is the definition of Al-Ism? Okay. The definition is, it is every word it is every word it is every word by which a person, a plant, an animal, a place, an inanimate object, an inanimate object, or anything else is named. Okay, this is the definition. Al-Ismu, noun. It is every word by which a person, a plant, an animal, a place, an inanimate object or anything else is named. इसमें एक ऐसा लफ्ज़ है जिसके ज़रिए से किसी इंसान का, किसी पौधे का, किसी जानवर का, किसी जगह का या किसी जो है चीज़ का नाम रखा जाता है, या इसके अलावा जो भी चीज़ें हैं उसका नाम रखा जाता है, उसको नाउन कहते हैं. Okay. It has two kinds. Okay. The noun has two types. Okay. We are studying Al-Ism in detail. Okay. So it has two types. The first one is indefinite noun. Indefinite noun. we called indefinite noun as an-nakiratu. An-nakiratu. In other words, we can say that an-nakiratu means a common noun. The second one is definite noun. Definite noun, we called it as al-marifatu. Marifatu. Okay. Al-ismu, it is every word by which a person, place, plant, animal, animate, inanimate object or anything else is named. It has two types, indefinite noun and definite noun. An-nakiratu, al-marifatu. Now let us understand about an-nakiratu. What is an-nakiratu? We will take the definition of an-nakiratu. Indefinite noun. Indefinite noun, an-nakiratu. What is an-nakiratu? It is a name of, it is a name of any person, place or thing. It is the name of any person, place or thing. Okay. The sign, it is the name of any person, place or thing. An-nakiratu ismun yadullu ala shakhsin aw shay'in aw makanin ghairi muayyanin. It means, it denotes, it shows, it is the name of any person, place or thing, or it denotes any person, place or thing. ये बताता है किसी भी जगह को, किसी भी चीज़ को, किसी भी जगह को या किसी भी इंसान को, शख्स को बताता है. ओके. The sign of indefinite noun is, the sign of indefinite noun is it ends with nunation. The sign of indefinite noun is, it ends with nunation. Nunation means fathatan, kasratan or zammatan. And it does not has alif lam in the beginning. Okay. What is indefinite noun? It is the name of any person, place or thing. The sign of indefinite noun is, it ends with nunation and it does not has al in the beginning. Like, for example, waladun. It is an indefinite noun. So we will translate walad as a boy. Because it is an indefinite, so we will use the indefinite article a boy. Waladun, a boy. Next example, person, place, masjidun. Masjid, a masjid. One more example we will take, thing like qalamun, a pen. Got it? Waladun, a boy, masjidun, a masjid, qalamun, a pen. One more example, kalbun, a dog. Got it? Now you may take the screenshot. Take the screenshot. Then I shall wrap the board. Then we will proceed towards the next noun, definite noun. Shall I rub the board? Okay. Taken. Let me read once for you. Al-ismu noun. It is every word by which a person, a plant, an animal, a place, an inanimate object or anything else is named. It has two types. Indefinite noun, al-nakiratu. Definite noun, al-marifatu. Indefinite noun, it is the name of any person, place or thing. The sign of indefinite noun is it ends with nunation. Double fatha, double kasra or double zamma. And it does not have al in the beginning. Like waladun, masjidun, qalamun, kalbun. Got it? Now, we will take the next one, definite noun. Definite noun. What is definite noun? Ismun yadullu ala shakhsin aw shay'in aw makanin mu'ayyanin. It denotes a particular person, place or thing. Okay. Definite noun is, it denotes or it shows a particular person, place, animal or thing. It has al in the beginning. Okay. The sign of definite noun is it contains al in the beginning. The sign of definite noun is it contains alif lam al in the beginning. Okay, it contains al in the beginning. Like we took the example of waladun, the same example will become al waladu. Al waladu. Then it is a definite noun, so we will use the definite article the, the, for this translation. Boy. Waladun, walad, boy, al walad, the boy. The next example was al masjidu. Al masjid, the masjid. Then al khalamu. Al khalamu, the pen. Al kalbu, the dog. Okay. Definite noun is it denotes a particular person, place or thing, animal or thing. The sign of definite noun is it contains al in the beginning, like al waladu, the boy, al masjidu, the masjid, al khalamu, the pen, al-kalbu, the dog. So we have to note, it is to be noted that the indefinite noun will become definite noun if we uh, add al in the beginning, al to it. Okay. The indefinite noun will become definite noun. Okay. The indefinite noun will become definite noun if we add al to it. Okay. Sometimes the word does not contain al in the beginning, but despite it will be a definite noun. That will what will happen to that word? That word would be al-alam. Al-alam means name. Name is a proper noun or definite noun. Name also called as proper noun or definite noun. The name of a person, name of an animal, name of a thing will always be a proper noun, whether it contains al or not. For example, we take Hamedun. Hamedun, we can observe here that it ends with nunation and does not contain al. So we can't say that Hamed is a indefinite noun. Why? Because Hamed is a name of a person and name is a definite noun. Every name will be a definite noun. So we will say Hamed is a definite noun. Rashid is also a definite noun. Okay? Now, grabs the screenshot. Taken. Grabs the screenshot. Shall I rub the board? If you want to ask anything, did you take the screenshot? If yes, then I will rub the board. Then we will proceed towards the next topic. Al-ismu min haisil jinsi. Noun according to gender. Okay. Noun according to gender. Al-ismu min haisil jinsi. As you know that al-ism has two types according to gender. Okay. Al-muzakkar, al-muannas. Okay. Al-muzakkar means masculine gender and al-muannas means feminine gender. Al-ismu min haisil jins. Noun according to gender. Al-ismu min haisil jinsi yanqasimu ila qismain al-mudhakkaru al-muannasu. Masculine means male gender and feminine, al-muannas means female or feminine gender. In Arabic, only we have two genders. We don't have neutral gender like the English language contains neutral gender. We don't have that. So all the neutral things like fan and bench, these types of objects they put in neutral gender. But we have to put either in male gender or in female gender. For example, how to identify which word is a male gender and which word is not a male gender. So we have to see three signs. Those three signs are ta'un marbutatun, alifun mamdudatun, alifun maksuratun. Round ta, long alif and short alif. If any of the three signs appears at the end of the word, then that word would be considered as al-muannas. Female. Okay, for example, madrasatun. A school. School is a neutral gender in English, but in Arabic it comes under feminine gender. Why? Because it contains the sign of feminine gender. The sign of feminine gender are three in number: round ta, long alif and short alif. Madrasatun. Now we can say that madrasa is a female gender. And here this one, hamra'u, red. Red falls under the category neutral gender in what? In English. But here in Arabic it falls under female gender. Why? Because it contains the sign of the feminine gender alif and hamza. Alif and hamza are the signs of feminine gender. So we can say that hamra'u is a female gender. And the example of this one is short alif is kubra, big. Okay. Big is also a female gender. In English it falls under neutral gender. Now come to male al-mudakkar. If the word does not end with any of these three signs, then we can say that that word will be a al-muzakkar, means male gender. Male gender or masculine gender. For example, khalam, khalamun, a pen. If we say a pen, pen will fall under the category neutral gender, but in Arabic it falls under the category al-mudakkar, male gender. Why? Because it ends with meme, not with round ta, not with alif hamza and not with alif maksura. So it ends with meme. That is the reason we are declaring this word as a male gender. Another word, masjid, masjidun. Okay. Meme, seen, jim, dal, masjid. The last word is dal. Any of the three signs are not there. So this masjid can be considered as al-mudakkar. Okay. This formula will be applied for the words, but it does not work always. Sometimes we have to see if the name of a person is there. Al-alam, we say al-alam, name of a person. If the name of a person is there, for example, we have a name Musa. Musa contains a feminine sign. Despite it contains a feminine sign, we say Musa as Musa is a male gender because the word Musa itself used for male gender only. We did not find any girl with the name by the name Musa. So the word which is used for male gender will be considered as male gender. In contrast, on the other hand, we have Zainabu. Zainabu. Zainab, the last letter is Ba here, not round ta, not Alif Hamza, and not Alif Maksura. So we can say that Zainab is a male gender? No. Why? Because Zainab is a word which is used for female gender, always used for female gender. So we say Zainab is a al-muannas, female gender. Got it? Grabs the screenshot.